In this video, I'll be going over my December 2024 income report with Etsy. So first, let's start with how many visits. I actually got 61 visits, and compared to the previous year, it looks like that increased by 3%, which I'm pretty happy with because I don't actually run personal ads on Etsy. I am part of the offsite ads, but I don't run like my own ads. So Etsy will run ads, I think, for me, and then if somebody purchases one of my products off of that, I believe I pay more of a fee. But other than that, I don't run my own ads personally, so I'm pretty happy with this. I think that it is more than I typically get. So I currently have 5 digital download products, so I don't have any sort of shipping or additional costs like that. I also have a bunch of free postings. I think I have 35 right now because I did renew 2 of them, like 2 of my listings today. And I believe I also got those from using somebody's referral link to sign up or some sort of promotion that was going on. But I've been using those, so I don't have any sort of upfront cost associated with that. And moving over to my orders, I did get 2 orders, which compared to previous year, it looks like it's the same. I also had 2 orders. I got these on December, looks like 29th and 28th, and the 2023, I got them on the 24th and 22nd. And scrolling back up here, I did have a visit almost every day, except for, looks like 2 of these days, the 7th and the 22nd, but that's okay. And then before I move on to the actual conversion rate and the revenue, I do want to thank the sponsor for this video, which is Everbee. So thank you so much for sponsoring this video today, Everbee. So if you go to Etsy, you can actually have Everbee as an extension. And for example, like one of the tools that Etsy or that Everbee has is if you type in some words here, so I have dog craft, Everbee will show you how many monthly searches, and if you click see more, you can see more information. And then you have other tools here as well as Shop Analyzer, Product Analytics, Keyword Research, Etsy Calculator, which in my opinion is my favorite tool that they currently have, I think. And then they have favorites, learn. So let's go to the Etsy Calculator. I just want to show this really quickly. I currently have all of mine priced at $2.99. It just seems to be a competitive price for the niche that I'm in. I currently have digital downloads, which are very similar to the scrapbook paper, craft paper, pad niche I do with Amazon KDP. So basically, I sell designs, and then people can download a digital format of the design and basically do whatever they want with the design. They could use it to create some other design, or they could print it out and use it as like a decoration or like part of a project, like an art project or something like that, if that made sense. So I don't have any sort of shipping price. I do offer some discounts. I'm not entirely sure what they are. I think they're 10% and maybe 20%, something like that. Could be 15%, somewhere between like 5% and 20%, but I'm pretty sure I do have at least a 10% coupon. I'm not entirely sure, but you can change this from the dollar sign to percent, and let's say somebody used a 10%, and then if I do the Etsy offsite ads, we can see here $1.62 profit for 12% and $1.54 profit for 15%. Change that to none, $1.94, change that to 0. There we go. Auto populate 0 in there since I removed the 10% part for the discounts, and then $2.21 as an example. So it definitely can vary, but I highly recommend using this tool, especially if you're a beginner, because I have definitely seen at least one post before where somebody made a sale on Etsy, but they actually lost money because they didn't account for fees and cost of making it, shipping, things like that. So highly recommend using this tool, especially if you're a beginner, to just give you an idea or at least help you out and be a tool you can use to try to figure out how much profit you can make off of your product, and then you can price accordingly to make sure that you are getting a profit. So compared to my competitors, and then $2.99 just seemed to be right, and then I put this into this tool as an example, and having that profit, I'm okay with that. So just as an example, you could use this to help price out your book, or not your book, but your product. You could have a book, but any sort of product that you have on Etsy. And let me just do another example really quick. So I'll do like $8.99. And we'll add in like shipping cost. We'll add in like a 5% discount. We'll add in 10, oh, probably not 10 for item, probably 2 for item. And then you have $7.04 profit. So it definitely can vary. You can figure out what you would like to do with that. You also have PayPal versus Etsy payment. So 708 for Etsy payment and then 704 for PayPal. And you can easily just swap between these by clicking that button currently. So I hope this is helpful to get a little bit of a tutorial on the calculator. And if you're interested, I'll have a link below for Everbee, and I do highly recommend this tool for really anybody with Etsy. I feel like it can be beneficial for everybody, in my opinion. So I'll have a link to Everbee in the description below. And then moving on over to my conversion, I got 3.3%, which apparently decreased 3.3% since 2023. But in December 2024, this is what I currently am at, and it looks like I got 100% and 50% for a conversion rate, and then the average there. And then for revenue, $5.38. I'm pretty sure somebody used a coupon, and that's why it's $5.38. I'm not entirely sure, but I am pretty sure that somebody did use a coupon. But I do have all of my products priced at right now $2.99, and compared to the previous year, it looks like it'll be very similar. This one's going to be a little bit less, so probably within 50 cents to $1. I would maybe even less than that. I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to go back and check to get an exact number on that, but that's okay. Basically, it's going to be almost exactly the same, it looks like, according to this graph. So overall, I'm pretty happy with this since I don't really do a lot with Etsy right now. I still kind of consider myself a beginner when it comes to Etsy. I have those 5 listings. I've had them up for a while so far. I'm not entirely sure when I started my Etsy shop, but it definitely has been at least a year since I'm able to compare it to the previous year. So it definitely should at least be over a year since I've started my current Etsy shop. But I'm very grateful and thankful for any sort of amount of money, even if it's $4, $5. This doesn't include like any fees that would have been taken out, so I'm not entirely sure exactly what was sent to my bank account. As far as expenses go, I think I really only use Canva, and I use Canva for other programs and other platforms as well. So I'm not sure if I want to really count that cost into just Etsy, if that makes sense. Since I do use that for other programs and platforms as well, other content. So I'm overall pretty happy with this. Every amount of money can add up, even $5 a month or a dollar, really just any sort of amount can definitely add up in my opinion, and it can help pay for something like some sort of grocery or part of a bill or anything like that. So it could pay for an entire bill if you have a bill that's like $4.99, and for groceries could pay for, there's multiple foods and drinks I think that are under $5. So really could pay for anything like that up to $5 or however much you make. So my whole point is this will add up. I know some people might be like, this is really not much money at all, but try to look at it where if you made $5 from 10 income streams or 5 income streams, I mean that's $25 from 5 of them. So overall, I'm pretty happy with this. If you have any questions or anything like that, please feel free to put them in the comments below. And I greatly appreciate you watching and listening to this video. I hope that you have a great day.